that is the sound of your morning taking off once again because you have made a critical decision for your day. You have decided to watch the Above It All program. I do not know why you've decided. I don't know why you've made such a profound decision, but you did, and here you are. Are you going to be here for the duration of the program? I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. It's yours to see or not to see, or hear or not to hear. We are here. Today is the Tuesday episodic installment of the Above It All program, 1794. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong today? I don't know. But what I do know is I got a little bit of a bad hair day going on here. Look at this shit. Look at this. What is that? What do I do with those? All right. Doing a show today, everybody. This is the Above It All program. I got like hair stuck in my bowl. All right. Above It All program 1794. Everybody, I've got a program here that will shake you to your core. And I can only hope and pray that I will not be a bore. But it is very possible that it will turn out that way. And so, I recommend plotting out your route to the nearest door. Everybody, this is the Above It All program. Going to be talking about news today. They're going to be talking about politics. You know, going to be talking about politics, everybody. Going to be talking about politics and the news. Today. So it's the Max the Dog Show, starring Max the Dog. Max, you're a dog. You're a dog. Look at this. Are you seeing this toy collection? Have you seen a more spoiled ass dog? Look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 tennis balls on the floor right now. And who knows if there's more underneath whatever he's got going on. Look at this. Well, he doesn't even know. He's got choice per out. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Is that the best tennis ball, Max? Is that the best one? Is that your favorite? Look at this goddamn dog. Look at this goddamn dog. So anyway, doing a program today. Today is Tuesday. People often say Tuesday is not even a day. You know, Monday at least is the worst day of the week because it's the first. You've got hell on earth ahead of you, assuming, of course, you are a dumb fuck and you don't understand that Sunday is the first day of the week. But most people have Sunday off, right? So for them, the work week starts on Monday. So Monday happens. It's the worst. You're getting back in. You got a hangover. Who knows? Tuesday happens. And it's just boring, you know? You still got so much of the week left, but you kind of got over the fact that you're back into the whatever the fuck you're doing. Then you got Wednesday, which is like you're in the middle, but at least that's interesting. Hey, I'm in the middle. Thursday, you're almost there. Fuck. Friday, just hold on a little longer. But that leaves Tuesday in a very awkward position. It leaves Tuesday in a position where we don't really think anything about Tuesday, do we? Do you? Have you ever sat back and thought to yourself, boy, howdy, It's Tuesday. I thought that to myself many times. But I don't have a job. So I happen to enjoy Tuesdays. For me, I have decided recently, a couple of month singular, I guess, I don't know, ago, that I would be taking Saturdays and Wednesdays off. So for me, Tuesday is like Friday. I got that Friday motherfucking energy that I am willing and able to send your way as you are going about your mundane life. Oh, I gotta wake up. Wait, hold on. So this is you. Right? So you gotta fucking turn your alarm up. Oh my god, it's Tuesday. Gotta go to school. How many motherfuckers are going to school? I know we got a couple of college kids in this chat. You going to school on Tuesday, motherfuckers? Yeah, that's right. Or maybe we got some of those people that, you know, they work somewhere that's not from home. You gotta take a shower. You don't want to be stinky, you filthy motherfucker. And get to goddamn motherfucking work. And it's Tuesday, so what do you do on a Tuesday? We don't do anything on a Tuesday. Tuesdays might as well not even exist. We're just ghosts. We're zombies. Just moving through life. We wake up. Holy shit, it's Thursday all of a sudden. When did that happen? But for me, because I am a benevolent individual, I want to help others at all cost to myself. And I've decided I would create such a situation where I have what people refer to as Friday energy, but on a Tuesday. So I'm hoping to share that with everybody. I'm hoping everybody can benefit from that. So we're going to be talking about politics today. This is theoretically anyway, a political program of some kind. And I will be talking about political things, not limited to the news, but some stuff that I have neglected to talk about for a couple of days, mostly because, well, I wanted to talk about other stuff. But I'll be jumping in to one of the big news stories of the week. CPAC. Whoa! But hold your phone. We'll get there later. Everybody, I have a question. Yesterday on my program, I gave everybody a little bit of a homework assignment. I don't know if anybody actually did it. Maybe you did it yesterday, or maybe you're going to do it today. I would like everybody to just take one day, just one day, could be tomorrow, could be Friday, who knows. Take a day, use an application on your phone, get a notepad, whatever it is. Just write down everything you're doing. Just one day, put it somewhere. Come back in a month and do it again. And then compare. Do you do the same thing? Like 1 month later, your life is unchanged? Well, at least it'll put some things into perspective. One thing I want everybody in my chat, everybody that watches and observes my program, one thing that I want you all to take away from this is the concept of presence. And I'm not talking about some stupid ass Santa Claus shit. I'm talking about the ability to be present. What are you doing right now? Do you like doing what you're doing right now? Did you choose to do what you're doing right now? Or was it habitual? Is this something you always do? Or is this a change? Are you a first-time viewer? Are you a new viewer? Maybe you've only been here for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, I don't know. And maybe this is not yet habitual, but it could be in the future. Think about it and apply that thought process to everything that you do in life. So I'm going to take a sip from my coffee cup and then we'll jump in. China. China. War. with China. War. The Chinese Communist Party. The CCP. The Chinese. Hopefully, I got my search engine optimization. So let's jump in. According to a news article from this morning, conflict with China is inevitable unless the United States changes course, Beijing's new foreign minister warns. The United States and China are hurtling toward inevitable confrontation and conflict unless Washington changes course. Beijing's new foreign minister warned on Tuesday. That's today. Now in China, Tuesday's like almost over. So, you know, but hey, I just woke up, okay? Not really. I've been up for like 5 hours. The fiery comments from Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang underlined the deepening tensions between the world's two largest economies in the wake of the surveillance balloon saga. I mean, this is great language. This is great language. The surveillance balloon saga, because that's really what it was. It's like an anime arc, you know? There was a solid, like, 5 days there where it was like, balloons, balloons, UFOs, balloons, China, right? And then everyone just stopped caring. The media stopped reporting about them. Like, how is it that the U.S. shot down, like, 4 UFOs? Well, I guess one of them is an IFO, identified flying object. But 3 UFOs and an IFO, all in the span of a week. And then they stopped? Right? So there's a couple options here. One, they often see things floating in the sky. I mean, we found reports that Donald Trump ignored several Chinese weather balloons during his administration, which is presumably what they do normally. Or they shoot them down normally, but there's not much press attention. But because of the Chinese balloon, the balloon, they felt the need to just ramp things up for no reason. And then it stopped. So you're telling me we had 4 flying objects in North American airspace. One of them was in Canada. North American airspace, 4 flying objects in 5 days, and now there's none? There's just none left? We ran out. So there were 4 in 5 days, or what? Maybe it was a week. I don't know. 4 in a week, and then now 0 for 2 weeks, and 0 for years beforehand. Like, I don't know, man. I personally struggle to believe that the United States somehow fended off a Chinese invasion like a Red Dawn scenario, 4 in a week. And then China just gave up. They just, don't need to surveil them anymore. Now, again, I don't believe that these are even surveillance balloons. I believe that they're weather balloons. Also, who cares if they're surveillance balloons? Let's be honest, right? Who cares? Okay, let's imagine they have a camera on a balloon. Okay. Have you ever heard of fucking Google Maps? You dumb motherfuckers. Have you ever heard of satellites? China has satellites orbiting the motherfucking Earth. But they're gonna send a balloon? I mean, again, it's the dumbest fucking shit in the world. So, but hey, whatever. They echoed similarly sharp remarks a day earlier by China's leader Xi Jinping, blaming U.S. efforts to contain China for deteriorating relations and suggesting Beijing would increasingly seek to push back. Qin's news conference, this is the new foreign minister, his first since taking office in December, took place in Beijing on the sidelines of the annual meeting of China's rubber-stamped legislature, where Xi is expected to complete the biggest government reshuffle in a decade. In a wide-ranging rebuke of U.S. policies, Keane, who until recently was the Chinese ambassador to the United States, questioned President Joe Biden's assertion that the U.S. seeks competition with China but not conflict. In fact, the U.S.'s side, so-called competition is all-round containment and suppression. A zero-sum game, he said, suggesting that conflict may be unavoidable unless Washington stops trying to suppress Beijing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know what that means when it comes to the word suppress. I quite honestly, and maybe I'm just not educated enough. It's totally possible. But the entire American economy is dependent on China. We outsourced so many jobs from this country to various countries, and we import almost everything from China. Our economy and China's economy are intertwined like a chain link fence. Okay? Have you ever noticed whenever you go to the store, everything made in China, made in China, made in China, made in China, everything? Our entire economy depends on China, and China's economy depends on us as of this moment. So I don't quite honestly understand what suppress means in this context. I don't really know. Other than, of course, geopolitical garbage, right? Saying, oh, we're going to go to Taiwan over and over again just to provoke them. Even though, let's be honest, Taiwan is its own country. Let's be real. Stop with that fucking horse crap, tanky fucking garbage. Okay? If China has neglected to govern Taiwan for 80 years, it's not part of China. It's just a fact. I'm sorry. So cry about it. Shut the fuck up. All right. But, hey, whatever. You can say that the U.S. should just not even get involved. I would agree with that. The U.S. shouldn't get involved. But that does not mean that Taiwan is a part of China. Let's be honest. Okay, so. But what else is the U.S. doing? The U.S. is upset about China angling their support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's kind of lukewarm support, you know. They're like, yeah, we'll help you out, but, you know, you probably shouldn't be doing this. And if, you know, you better hurry up, you know, Putin, you better hurry up a little bit, right? You know, but hey, they are on the side of Russia. And of course, the United States is geopolitically opposed in almost every way to Russia. So more of a classic villain than China. But hey, China's a classic villain too. We all got to watch Red Dawn. Who wants to watch Red Dawn? Anybody? I'm not talking about the one with the guy from Drake and Josh, who, by the way, has anyone seen Josh Peck lately? Hey, I'm just throwing that one out there. But I'm talking about the original Red Dawn, you know, where, like, the Chinese fall from the sky and take over the fucking, like, the country. Anyone see that movie? Pretty horrible fucking movie, I'm not gonna lie. But it's hilarious. Anyway, so it's a semi-classic villain, but Americans love to hate Russia more than they hate China. At least in my estimation. But, again, the United States is undoubtedly, I'm willing to debate this, but I think you're wrong if you disagree with me. The United States is a belligerent on the world stage. What is a belligerent? A belligerent is a country that attempts to provoke and start wars and conflicts. That is the United States. The United States is a global belligerent, but so is Russia. I mean, look at what fucking is going on in Ukraine. Russia is absolutely also a belligerent. Look at what's going on with Crimea, as of course, 9 years ago when Crimea was annexed. And look at just pretty much anything Russia's been doing. So Russia is a confirmed belligerent. The United States is also a confirmed belligerent. But what about China? I would say China is not. Now, I think China is doing a lot of very bizarre stuff with things like the Belt and Road Initiative, where they are kind of trying to get a lot of African countries that are underdeveloped kind of to be in sort of a semi-quasi debt slavery situation, but at the very least, they are actually helping people. So it's hard to say that that's belligerent, even though maybe 30 years down the line it could turn into something crazy. But as of this moment, they are helping people in a lot of underdeveloped countries. So that's another thing. China, again, when it comes to Taiwan, pretty belligerent, but that's kind of like a local kind of thing going on there. And, it's really hard to say whether or not that has implications worldwide, though, you can make the same argument about Russia and Ukraine, though I do believe it is a little bit different. Ukraine is an actual country. Taiwan is in this weird quasi thing. So, you can make an argument either which way. But my opinion here is that I trust the Chinese government more than I trust the United States government or insert 90 greater than signs here, the Russian government when it comes to geopolitics. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't like the Chinese government. I think all three of these fucking governments, throw India in there, Brazil's actually not looking so bad anymore, but, throw India in there. That country's fucking going crazy right now with their leadership, right? These countries are mostly run by morons, but I do think China is the least dangerous. As of this moment, that is my opinion. And so as I read the news frequently as I do, I see so much sentiment in the United States, especially coming down from United States politicians, that we need to go to war with China. The Chinese are evil. China this, China that, China. We're not talking about the shit you put in the cabinet with the glass, right? And, you look at the fancy fucking bowls, but you're not allowed to touch that bowl. Why is that called China, by the way? Does anyone know? Does anyone have any story when you were a kid and you wanted to make cereal, but there was no bowls available, so you got the fine china to put some cereal in? I did that as a kid. I don't know. I don't want to finish that story, but anyway. So my opinion here, the United States needs to calm the motherfuck down. Now again, are they? Nah, they're not going to calm down. Why? Because the United States government is operated by a bunch of Looney Tunes. Bunch of cartoon characters. A bunch of fucking freaks are operating the U.S. government. So, but I do think it's interesting that Chinese foreign minister is essentially saying, hey, United States, calm the fuck down, motherfucker! Calm the fuck down. And I agree on this one. Now, again, I know a lot of people in the world today, nuance is dead, gray is dead, it's black, it's white, it's this, it's that. You can say, I don't like the government of China. They've committed atrocities, especially domestically. But geopolitically, I believe they are better and more reasonable than the United States. I'm allowed to say that. So, I know a lot of people get really pissed off when you take a nuanced perspective, especially foreign politics. Foreign politics, to me, as someone born and raised in America, and has only recently, over the last 5 years of my life, been really delving into foreign politics, geopolitics, right, that kind of stuff. The idea that you can kind of just boil everything down to a black and white thing is loony motherfucking tunes. It turns you into one of those motherfuckers that's like, Ukraine is all run by neo-Nazis and Russia's doing a cleansing of Nazis or whatever. Those people, freaks, total fucking morons. It leads you to bizarre conclusions that are just really just uneducated. I think people need to really, especially Americans, if you're born and raised in the United States, you have been heavily propagandized. Now again, I say this all the time. Schools are designed not only to teach you things that are wrong, but to remove and restrict your ability to actually learn things after you graduate, because you'll have been taught things that are just so astronomically incorrect that unless you just fully crystallize in your brain, oh, I was lied to in school, it's going to be really hard to actually study things. So that's why when people talk about foreign politics, geopolitics in the United States, oftentimes you see this crazy ass fucking bullshit. Now again, there's a lot of people in a lot of countries that say a lot of crazy ass bullshit when it comes to geopolitics. So it's not just an American thing, but in America, we need to understand, yes, we were lied to. Everything they told us, everything, 100% of the things that they told us about anything related to geopolitics in school, it's a lie. You were lied to. All right, I need you to understand that. You got to start over. If you want to actually understand the world, not just your country, the world, you need to understand you got to educate yourself, and everything you know is wrong. Okay? It's like that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward tries to tell SpongeBob, erase your mind, empty your mind, everything but fine dining and breathing, right? That's what you need to do. Empty your mind of everything you learned in grade school about geopolitics. You know, because if you take a grade school, high school education to its logical conclusion, hey, you might also believe in some fucked up shit like the United States was justified using nuclear bombs. Why? Hey, I don't know. You can't explain it. Why? Because you never did any actual research into it. You're an uneducated Looney Tune. You were just lied to in school and you never actually thought about thinking about that position. But hey, that's just one more example. But again, the Chinese government is not perfect. No shit, jackass. But the United States government is worse in this scenario. And they need to calm the fuck down. I think everyone needs to calm the fuck down. But specifically the United States and Russia, calm the fuck down. Okay, motherfuckers? Jesus fucking Christ. Smoke some weed, you know, pop some fucking mushrooms, and just fucking chill for once in your goddamn fucking life. Jesus Christ, okay? Not everything is Civilization 5, okay, motherfucker? But there you go. So that's China. China. It's made of bone? What the fuck? Oh. Hanging Thief says, China couldn't do what it does without the Anglo-American Empire spreading death and domination around the world. The entire world order depends on U.S. military power projection. I agree. And of course, you know, that's not to say that the U.S. should be doing those things, but I agree. If the United States did, in all senses of the word, calm the fuck down, right? Then the whole game would be different. Everything would be different. All the context of everything every country does would be different, right? Now, again, obviously, I want that difference to happen. But yes, it is true that, like, you know, everyone is basically reacting to the United States, and the United States is full of a bunch of fucking goddamn crazy motherfuckers. It's the inmates are running the asylum over here, so it's like, you know, it's like an Escape from New York kind of situation. Folks, I got news. There is a Max dog. What a world. Everybody, for the love of mother fuck, can you just follow me on twitch.tv? Come on. Come on. Do I really need to get on here every day and tell you to follow me there? Come the fuck on. Follow me today. So that's my advertisement. Let's move on. Walgreens, everybody. They're fucking around. Has anyone seen... Oh, shit, I fucking cursed in the first... Oh, well. Walgreens, everybody. They're effing around. Can you believe this S? So Walgreens is bucking to the pressure. And they are in 20 states not allowing people to purchase abortion pills. And for once in his goddamn life, Gavin Newsom is taking advantage of this to say something actually pretty interesting. Newsom says California will no longer do business with Walgreens. Hey, broken clock, twice a day, California Governor Gavin Newsom blasted. I love that word. Blasted! This YouTube fucking like clickbait title like shit, but in actual news media. But hey, whatever. Walgreens on Monday for its decision to stop dispersing abortion pills in 20 states and said California will not be conducting business with the company. So what that means, right, essentially California will not do any sort of statewide contracts with Walgreens. They'll go to another pharmacy. I don't really know the nitty-gritty of that. I don't live in California. I don't know what kind of contracts they would have. I don't know what business they do have. I don't know the relationships. All I do know is that rhetorically, which is 99% of this is rhetoric, right? Rhetorically, This is a power move. And again, Gavin Newsom, right, not that good. But every once in a while, this guy actually does something. It's true. Every once in a while, he does something. Do you see any other Democratic governors do anything like this? I'm just saying. Like any Democratic governor? Think of a Democratic governor that does stuff like Gavin Newsom. The closest I could think of, maybe Gretchen Whitmer, right? Maybe, right? But I mean, there's a big power gap between Newsom and Whitmer when it comes to national politicking. You know, so Whitmer, you got to get your shit together. But hey, quote, California won't be doing business with Walgreens or any company that cowers to extremists and puts women's lives at risk. We are done. Newsom tweeted on Monday. That's yesterday, folks. Walgreens announced last week that it will no longer sell abortion pills by mail in 20 states, after attorneys general in those states warned the company and CVS could face legal consequences for selling the pill. The states include Iowa, whatever. California, quote, California is reviewing all relationships between Walgreens and the state. We will not pursue business with companies that cave to right-wing bullies, pushing their extremist agenda, or companies that put politics above the health of women and girls, a spokesperson for Newsom said in an email statement to The Hill. Walgreens' move, which was first announced reported by Politico, also drew criticism from the White House on Friday, with White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre saying it was dangerous and unacceptable for Republicans to target pharmacies for offering the pills. The Food and Drug Administration expanded availability of the abortion pill in January by allowing U.S. retail pharmacies to offer them directly to patients with a prescription instead of requiring the pill to be dispensed in person by doctors or clinics. Spokespeople for both Walgreens and CVS said in January that the companies were planning to seek the certification needed to dispense abortion pills in the states where it is legal. So again, we have a situation where Republicans are threatening these corporations. Now, if this corporation gave a fuck, they would use their billions of dollars and all of their 17 corporate law firms to sue the state governments. You know, sue them. Keep the lawsuit, appeal, keep it going for a couple years. And maybe you'll lose in the end, but hey, that's a couple more years of being actually, you know, a decent corporation and actually helping people. And hey, maybe you'd actually help your brand recognition and your reputation. But nah, they cave instantly. So again, say what you will about Newsom. Personally, I think he's kind of a scumbag. That said, I think it's interesting that he's one of the only Democratic governors that is, now again, you can even take the pure narcissism angle on this, and he's only doing this kind of stuff because he's angling for a presidential run either in 24 or in 28. So, hey, you can take that side of this. But either way, take the win. I think it's important that Democratic governors in Democratic states show the same level of tenacity that Republicans are, but in the opposite direction. Now, again, is this actually going to move the needle on anything? No, not really. But it's better than Democrats just folding all the fucking time. All the fucking goddamn time, right? All the fucking time they fold. They fold. So, hey, for once, they're actually putting up a fight. And who knows? They might probably lose. Very likely. But I respect someone that can put up a fight, even if it's for selfish reasons, more than I respect someone who is a weak, spineless, fuckface coward, which is pretty much every other Democratic governor in the country. So, there are numerous plant-based abortifacients. If they stop selling pills, unwilling birthing persons will turn to ye old herbals to fix their fetus problems. When I was doing lucid dream stuff, there is one herb. Yeah, that's right. Herb. There's one herb called mugwort that apparently, according to research, you should not take while pregnant because it can have some issues with fetal development. I don't know the efficacy of that. I'm not a pregnant person. Never been pregnant. Presumably, I never will. Hey, You know, science is getting pretty interesting, but hey. So, you know, if you're pregnant, don't take mugwort, apparently. Unless, hey, but just throwing that one out there. Courtney says Walgreens won't send out the morning after pill emoji. Yet there's a shortage on children's medicine and baby formula, baby bottle emoji. So true, Courtney. So true. All right, let's move on. While we are talking about governors of states, just talked about Newsom. Now let's talk about this guy. What guy? Let me show you a pic. This guy. Or girl. Or it, right? Hey, I don't know. Looks like an it to me, dog. Throw this motherfucker in jail. Anti-drag governor tries to explain away photo of him in cheerleader skirt and wig. Isn't this kind of stuff interesting? You know, it's like that Anthony DeVolder thing where he's like running about how like drag queens are grooming everybody and they're like secretly an evil cabal or some shit. And then, turns out Anthony DeVolder was dressing in drag for Brazilian festivals. Hey, whatever. You know, I have no problem with that. Just, again, these motherfuckers, they always, whatever it is that they're talking about that they don't like, they're always doing it. The Republicans that are like, oh, family values, keep the nuclear family. Oh, they paid off 17 mistresses who they were fucking on a routine basis and all got pregnant. So not only are they against family values, they don't go home and see their kids, but they're also paying for abortions. Isn't that interesting? You see these Republicans that are like, oh, the gays, the goddamn gays. Oh my God, the gays. Oh, and then they're caught snorting fucking coke off of a gay hooker's butthole. Hey, no problem with that. I have no personal issue with that. In fact, invite me next time, motherfucker. But all I have to say is, how are you doing that and then waking up the next morning talking about how gay people are evil? That's some crazy ass motherfucking shit. Hey, I don't know about you, okay? But that's some crazy ass shit. So, this is from Pink News, thepinknews.com. A Republican governor pushing anti-drag bills has said an old picture believed to show him skipping while dressed as a girl was part of a lighthearted school tradition. Oh, really? Huh. So, drag, which is, have you ever been to a drag show, by the way? Like, the term lighthearted, right, could not possibly, right, be applied to drag shows, right? Have you ever been to a drag show? I mean, I'm going to be honest, I've only been to one, okay? And it wasn't even really a drag show. It was just more like, you know, there was a part of a, you know. But to me, everything I've seen, videos I've seen, people I know that are drag queens, this is the most light-hearted motherfucking shit you could possibly do. Everyone's dressing up in fancy costumes and giggling and laughing and dancing. How is that not lighthearted? Hey, so it's okay to dress as the opposite gender as long as it's lighthearted? Who defines what's lighthearted? What the fuck? You know? But hey, whatever. Whatever. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee. It's a very Republican name. Oh, what's your name? I'm Bill. Bill Lee. Motherfucking, can we call you William or something? Like, was accused of hypocrisy after a leaked photo of him wearing a dress in his high school days surfaced, coinciding with his pledge to sign an anti-drag bill in the state. Tennessee Senate Bill 3 was passed by the House to be sent to the governor, Lee's desk, for his signature last week. If signed into law, the legislation will prevent public drag and adult cabaret performances in locations that could be viewed by a person who is not an adult. What? Okay, question. What does that mean? What does that mean? In locations that could be viewed by a person who is not an adult. I'm curious, right? I'm just curious. What does that mean? What does public drag mean? What does drag mean? It defines adult cabaret performances as productions that feature male or female impersonators who provide entertainment that appears to prurient interest. Again, what does that mean? Impersonators? What does that mean? What is an impersonator in the context of a play? Isn't that what fucking theater is all about? And again, drag shows show. What is a show? It's theater. You dumb motherfucker. If you're going out to Broadway, do you whisper to the person next to you, is this person really dead? Like someone gets shot in the play. Are they actually dead, or are they impersonating a dead guy? It's a show. You dumb motherfucker. How are you going to ban impersonations in a show? It's a I'm going to go crazy here, okay? Because this is some fucked up shit. Because of this vague definition, state LGBTQ activists have expressed fears about the law being used to not only silence drag, but also transgender performers and even pride. Following Lee's announcement on Monday, 27 February, that he intends to sign the bill, a picture featuring him in a wig and wearing a cheerleader's uniform in 1977 were leaked online. A Reddit user initially shared the photo, in which the future governor is also wearing a pearl necklace. Oh my god. A pearl necklace. That's fucking crazy. Can you believe it? This guy wore a pearl necklace around children? Wow. Wow. I mean, that's some heavy-hitting shit right there. Damn. Digital media advocacy group, the Tennessee Holler, which uses the catchphrase, always yell the truth, and provoked Lee with this photo asking why drag was only illegal when gay people do it. The governor's office told NBC News that the photo represented a light-hearted school tradition, and Lee himself, without confirming the picture was of him, later said it was ridiculous conflating something like that to sexualized entertainment in front of children, which is a very serious subject. Now again, in front of children, citation needed. Question. Are there public pools in Tennessee? Hey, I've said this a lot on my show, but I think most people's first experiences with big jiggly tits and ass are at beaches and public pools. Think about it. When's the first time in a real life environment you saw some gigantic titties jiggling around, some butt cheeks hanging out? Probably at a pool. Probably at a beach. Right? Right? I mean, are kids not allowed at beaches? I'm just asking questions. Hey, when's the first time, you saw some surfer bro with some he's got like an 8-pack, he's got just the right hair on the chest, right? Fuck, right? Hey, I'm getting horny just thinking about it. When's the first time you saw something like that in real life environment, not on TV, at a beach or a pool? Unless you were just never allowed to go to a beach or a pool. Hey, possible. You never went to those. So I have a question. Drag. What is drag? Drag is putting clothes on. Putting clothes on. You cannot do drag and also be naked. Why? Because drag is defined as putting clothes on. Okay? At public pools and beaches, right? Have you seen swimsuits? Hey, swimsuits, right? I'm just saying, it's underwear. Question. If you went into the office wearing a bikini, that'd be a little weird, right? Why? Because you're wearing underwear. That's what swimsuits are. But kids are allowed at pools. Kids are allowed at beaches. I've been to a beach and a pool and a water park when I was a kid. And guess what? I saw a lot of hairy chests, big tits, and big ass jiggling all over the place at a young age. Can you believe this? Can you believe it? But it's true. And I guarantee you that these motherfuckers know that. Because guess what? I need you to understand, it was never about protecting children, and never will be about protecting children, because if they actually believed what they were saying, they would actually be doing stuff like trying to ban kids from public pools. They would try to ban water parks, for example, because they're often marketed to children. So again, it's not about the kids. They just hate queer people. They despise queer people, and they want them all to die. That is a fact. If that somehow triggers you to hear these words, if you're like, oh, they don't actually have kids, you have good better about the kids, I got news for you. You're a dumb motherfucker. You are not only a dumb motherfucker, but you're so goddamn stupid that I struggle to believe that you have ever actually thought about anything for a single second that hasn't just been programmed into your brain by right-wing news or media. I mean, again, this guy, full knowing that he was dressing up as a cheerleader in high school, probably happened more than once. He knew that when he advocated to ban all of this stuff. He knew that. He still knows it. He even admitted it was him. Well, we're not going to say that it's him, but what we will say is it was a school tradition. Okay, so you know it's a school tradition, but you're not going to say that it's him? Okay, come on now. Jesus fucking Christ. Right? But my God! Again, one and only one factor needs to be considered. And that is bigotry, hate. That's it. Nothing else. There's no logic. There's no protecting kids. None of that fucking shit. It's all a scapegoat. It's all make-believe. It's pretend. The only thing that they are motivated by is hatred and the goal of extermination and eradication. That is it. If somehow that triggers you, you are lost in the Matrix, my friend. Wake the fuck up. Now that being said, all of that being said, does anyone want to do an above it all meetup pool party? Hey. Just throwing it out there. Idea phase. Soul Life says, and I quote, "Awesome. My boss is making up shit I did wrong and telling the president of the company again. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?" I apologize on behalf of society for that. That sucks. I never had a boss, so I can't relate, but you know, having a boss sounds really shitty. We got the letter hack here. Holy fuck. Famous digital artist, the letter hack. Letter J hack. Everybody, I present to you my masterpiece. Allie's CIA is gone. It's time to talk shit. My boss has mostly been my dad, which comes with its own challenges, I bet. Look at this dog. Look at this beautiful boy. Got a show going on today, folks. It's 10:57. 10 motherfucking 50 goddamn son of a bitch and 7. Son of a bitch and 7. Eesh. Alright. So I got one more thing I'm going to talk about. Let's jump in. I'd like to start this segment with a good old-fashioned trigger warning. So, you know, watch out. We're going to be talking about some crazy stuff. Such as genocide. Is genocide good? Well, if you're a Republican, yeah, you love genocide if you're a Republican. So, there has been a new example of freaks in media that have gained a very undeserved platform based on the fact that, one, they're a failed actor and or comedian, and two, they don't have any actual political beliefs. They just lie for money. Whatever gives them the most money, they'll go with that. And there's a convention, a freak show convention, where all the Klansmen gather around and talk about which groups they want to completely eradicate off of the face of the planet. And recently, this convention gathered. The latest Klan rally was called CPAC 2023. And failed actor Michael Knowles, have you heard of his name? Probably not, because he came out of nowhere. Again, just like Matt Walsh. Have you heard of that guy's name? A year ago? Probably not. Where did they come from? They tried being actors. They failed, right? Then they just decided, well, I'm an actor. I like lying for money anyway. So instead of lying for money in the form of putting on a cowboy hat and pretending I'm a cowboy, I'll lie for money, on stage and get a bunch of Klansmen and neo-Nazis to cheer for me. So here's the clip in question. But I've got a couple things here for more context here to prove without a shadow of a doubt that these people are lying for attention. And that lying is the point. Lying is a strategy. Nazis, historically, we're talking about the old school Nazis, the Adolf Hitler kind of guys. Nazis, historically, understood the power of propaganda. And they understand that a lie travels around the world 15 times as fast as the truth, before the truth can get even out of bed or whatever the fuck the phrase is, okay? They know that. And they understand that when you lie, people that are uninitiated get confused. They'll believe the lie. Then someone comes along to say the truth, but they heard the lie first. So now they're confused, right? And then the people that are saying the truth about things have to convince someone away from the lie in favor of the truth, which is a waste of time and leads to confusion, further confusion, and wasting time. That is why right-wingers lie. That is why politicians lie in general. You see this a lot from Democrats as well. They lie all the time because they can say something. Maybe you'll read the truth 4 days later in an article on the news. Maybe they'll get asked about it 3 weeks later, but is anyone going to see the follow-up? No, and anyone that does see the follow-up is just going to get confused and go, well, I don't really know what's going on. So that's why politicians lie. That's why these freaks lie. 1, for money, and 2, to confuse the enemy. So let's play this clip that has gone viral, 7 million views on Twitter. Let's see what freak show Looney Tune Michael Knowles has to say for his latest role in Klansmen on Stage, everybody. Let's watch.
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people. If it is
okay, so just real quick. So again, we got all kinds of stuff. We're going to get to the highlight here. But just hold the phone for a moment. You got a phone? Check this out. Hold that shit, okay? Just hold it. Grip, okay? Hold the fucking phone. So, first of all, transgenderism. What? This is like another form of woke or PC or SJW. It's really kind of like an undefinable, moving target, vague. What is transgenderism? What? What? Now, we're talking about indulgence. Indulgence. What does indulgence mean? It means to let someone do something even if you don't like it. Right? That is literally the fucking foundation of the United motherfucking States of goddamn shit fucking America. Have you ever read the Constitution of this country? Have you ever read the first fucking amendment to the United States Constitution? The entire thing is based around free speech and free expression, letting people do what they want. Because it's America. Everyone is allowed to be themselves in America. That is the foundational principle of the United States of America, you know, as well as the slavery stuff. But hey, give me a break here. I'm trying my best, okay? But how the, like, if I have to indulge with people going in the streets and screaming and crying over football games, because it's America, if I have to indulge people claiming that I'm going to go to hell, which doesn't exist, because I happen to be queer, if I have to indulge that, then guess what? You have to indulge people who mind their own business and don't even interact with you. It's actually really easy. It's actually super fucking easy to just ignore people or indulge them, whatever it is, whatever word you want to use, especially queer people that don't want to be anywhere close to these people. Like, I'm just telling you, I don't want to be anywhere around Michael Knowles in any capacity. Like, if this guy came to the state that I live in, I would go on vacation, motherfucker, okay? I don't want to be anywhere near this freak. So, that, you know, this whole ism thing, the indulgence thing, that's already been debunked. But let's keep going.
False, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of the poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level.
Now, in what universe, and I ask you this question sincerely, in what universe is this not genocidal rhetoric? Because it's certainly not this one. Michael Knowles tweeted saying, I did not call for people that are trans to be eradicated. I just called for their way of life to be eradicated. I just called for their ability to live to be eradicated. I just called for their ability to leave their house to be eradicated. I just called for the ability for them to be seen by anybody to be eradicated. How do you do that? How do you eradicate not a person? You're not killing them, right? But no one's allowed to look at them? We have two options. Prison or murder. Those are the options. Those are the only possible ways that you could eradicate a certain group of people from public life. That's it. Prison or murder. And obviously, when it comes to the original Nazis and not this weird milquetoast rebrand, right? The original Nazis, they imprisoned them because that was easier to sell to the public than straight up murder. And then they killed them all en masse in secret. Now, of course, the first targets of the Nazis in Nazi Germany were, you guessed it, transgender people and gay people. The very first, not the second, not the 29th, not the 415th, the very first Nazi book burning was burning books, medical research from transgender and gay health clinics, medical research. They burned it all. So when someone goes out there and says, oh, well, back in my day, we didn't have trans and genders. Yeah, you did. It's just that the Nazis destroyed all the evidence of history that they could, and you believe them. You fell for it. Transgender people have existed forever. There are gay people, and there are gay animals. There are transgender animals in nature. There are transgender humans throughout our several 100,000 history on this planet. Year history on this planet. They've always been there. We've always been there. In certain cultures, transgender people were revered as gods and goddesses. People that are so special that they get to have a dual experience. They get to know what it's like being on one side of the coin and on the other side of the coin. That's pretty interesting. We've always been here. It's just that Nazis destroyed as many historical artifacts as they could. One of the avenues that Nazis used was when they gained power of the government, they used the coffers of the government of Germany to send Nazi expeditions all across the globe. You ever see Indiana Jones? I've been watching the Indiana Jones movies recently. You ever see that shit? Why are Nazis in Egypt? That's a real thing. They literally went all over the planet to find historical artifacts, to steal them, anything they could, and anything that they did not like, anything that they referred to as degenerate, was to be destroyed. So again, anybody, okay, anybody who says that this is not genocidal rhetoric, they're just dumb. It's that simple. They are so dumb that they have created an underflow of stupidity where they have become evil. People always wonder, how did people let the Nazis take power in Germany? How did they let it happen? Go outside. Ask your neighbor how they feel about this clip. That's how it happened. And it's happening right now. It's happening right now. So if you want to know how Nazi Germany happened, go outside and look around, because we are there now. But again, earlier I said this guy is a failed actor and doesn't actually believe any of this shit. He just says this shit for money. Okay? So let's check out this clip of Daily Wire people, including Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and Tim Pool, who was there, I guess, as a guest, playing Mario Kart on a live stream, talking about, essentially, that they only say this kind of stuff for money and to trigger people. Let's watch this.
I mean, honestly, it's not
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. My God, the fucking Mario Kart noises.
that hard a job, Michael. All you really have to do is what Matt and I do. You just say that a man is not a woman.
You just go to camp.
Just keep saying it over and over.
I assumed the libs would stop throwing a fit over that. And it occurred, the only two major protests I've had at my events, one of which resulted in a Looney Tune shooting with a Super Soaker, were on that topic.
Yeah, they can't resist.
They can't resist it.
I mean, honestly,
So again, this is literally them on stream talking about why they demand an absolute genocide of transgender people, because it gets them attention. And when we live in an economy where views and clicks directly translates to money, when you get attention, what does that translate to? Money. You get a view, you get a click, an ad plays, you get money. They are giving business strategies to Michael Knowles because, let's be honest, have you heard of Michael Knowles? Right? Did you hear about this guy a year ago? 6 months ago? Did you know anything about Michael Knowles? I'm just genuinely asking. The answer is probably no. Why? Because he was a loser. He was a failed actor, and then he went to the Daily Wire, and his podcast had one of the lowest amounts of views on there, just like Matt Walsh. And then they decided, hey, let's get a bunch of attention by calling for a genocide of a minority group. And now look, 7 million views on this video all over mainstream media, frontlining at CPAC. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Again, they don't actually give a fuck about this. All they care about is money. And they know they can rile up a bunch of hateful bigots to essentially give them as much money as they can. But wait. Michael Knowles has been threatening to sue publications for libel, for possibly having the gall to claim that this is a genocidal speech. Now, I am saying, Michael Knowles, you're welcome to sue me, my friend. Feel free. I don't mind. I'll take the attention. Hey, maybe it'll be a little annoying. Sue the shit off of me. I'm in. But this is not the only time he has said this. He also has a show. And on this show, he has thrown some trial balloons out there. He has thought to himself, I got to practice my speech for CPAC on my program. Now, just quick sidebar here. What is this layout? I mean, I don't know, man. Like what is going on here? What are these weird, what is that? What are these lines? I don't even know what anyway. All right, I just had to ask that question. Also, he literally stole his logo from the late Michael Brooks. Okay, so with that being said, this is him on his show a few weeks ago, giving us a little practice round of a CPAC speech. Let's watch.
That I called to ban transgenderism entirely. I made the point that if you want women to have their own bathrooms, if you think women ought to be able to have their own locker rooms and not have to look at gigantic, gross men while little girls...
Hey! What is with this anti-male propaganda, by the way? You ever notice this? Where are the men's rights groups on this stuff? How come whenever these people, if you can even call them people, whenever they talk about transgender people, they refer to every man as gross, hairy, disgusting? That's what? Why are you assaulting the integrity of men? Men are beautiful. Men are wonderful. Men are great. What is with this anti-man propaganda? This guy sounds like a fucking feminist or something, man. Why is he talking shit about men? Weird, right? Weird. Any man that goes to the bathroom in public is gross? What? Okay, so if you go to a bathroom and you're a man, you're gross? What? Okay, but hey.
Girls are getting changed. If you want any of those things, you have to ban transgenderism entirely. It's not enough to say, well, you have to wait until you're 12 or whatever people are saying now. It has to be the whole thing, because if men have the right to behave as women and identify as women for the purposes of public life, then women can't have their own spaces. And we as a society cannot have our own standards and norms, and we're not allowed to live according to reality. We have to live.
Okay, reality. Let's define reality. I ask you this question. Have you ever thought about what a bathroom is? Okay, follow-up question. Do you understand the evolution of bathrooms? For 99.999999999999999% of history, add 500,000 more nines to the end of that, there have been no such thing as gender-segregated bathrooms. They literally spawned into existence maybe 100 years ago, 150 years ago, right? They did not exist. So when this guy is trying to talk about reality, bro, it's reality that humans segregate based on gender for bathrooms. That's reality. Are cars he's trying to make this we gotta acknowledge reality. We gotta acknowledge what's going on in the real world. Are cars also a part of nature, you know? We got to return to tradition. But what tradition? Like, what? Like, 200 years ago, motherfuckers were going in outhouses. Women and men. And fuck, animals would sometimes go in there and, do some crazy ass shit. You ever see those movies, Wild Westerns and shit? Anyway, they would go into one single area, shit in there. There wasn't even plumbing. They would just shit in a hole. Like, what? What? Like, the idea that gender segregated bathrooms are just like a fundamental part of the real world. You know what's a fundamental part of the real world? Eating food, breathing oxygen, drinking water. Gender segregated bathrooms are not this fucking magical property of the laws of nature and physics, my friend. Again, it's on its face. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid garbage on its fucking face. But let's keep going.
According to the delusions of these troubled people. And I think we, the people, have a right to reality. And I think women have a right to their own spaces. And so that means
I also find it very interesting that the same motherfuckers who are reality, bro, reality, hey, reality, hey, we're in the real world, bro, reality. These are the same motherfuckers that are trying to put the Bible in school. Like, you ever just notice this? That religious people, fucking freaks that they are, religious people are telling us about reality. You ever notice this fucking shit? That a bunch of Christian fundamentalist morons are lecturing everyone else about reality while calling all men gross for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why this guy hates men so much. Jesus fucking Christ, dye your hair pink already. My God. But like, what? Like, we're really gonna listen to motherfuckers that have undiagnosed schizophrenia thinking that God is talking to them in their sleep. We're gonna listen to these fucking goofballs on what reality is? Really? Okay, hey. Tell me more.
Ban the thing entirely. And oh my goodness, what these people say. They said that I was calling for the extermination of transgender people. They said I was calling for a genocide against, I said, what? I must have missed that part of my show. When did I say that? I don't know how you could have a genocide of transgender people because genocide refers to genes. It refers to genetics. It refers to biology. And the whole point of transgenderism is that it has nothing to do with biology.
Okay. Now, again, first of all, what? Or is this guy saying you can't genocide a religious group? Okay, so genocide refers to genes and therefore only biology. So that means you also can't genocide people that have certain religious beliefs, right? Now, I ask you a question. Think back to your understanding of history. What do you think is the most well-known genocide in human history? Anyone want to think for a moment? All right, me. Okay. The Holocaust. The Nazis. Killing 6 million Jewish people. What is Judaism? A religion. So, obviously, genocide has nothing to do with genes, okay? This guy's just a fucking moron, okay? He's a fucking dipshit cocksucker. It has nothing... It's genocide, not gene-side. Jesus fucking Christ! My God. These dumb fucking shit for fucking brains motherfuckers. But back to biology for a moment. Did you know, fun fact, biology. Hey, we're talking about biology, we're talking about science. Did you know every man on Earth human man, every human male on Earth, their genes have a genetic code for breast size? Think about it. In your genes are instructions to either produce, very modest chest or some big floppy titties. Every man on Earth. Okay? Every single man on Earth in their genetic code has breast size, butt size. It's all in there. It's all in there. That's why when you see men that drink a lot of beer has a lot of estrogenic content in it, by the way. If you drink a lot of beer, a lot of men will, hey. How is that? Because the estrogenic content in things like beer, over time, if you consume it a lot, guess what it does? It raises the estrogen levels of your body. Estrogen tells your genes to produce certain things. If someone takes external hormones, guess what happens? Those hormones go throughout their bloodstream, and it tells the genes to produce certain things. That's called biology. Hormones dictate your biology. And you can change what hormones are in your body. You can. So when these people talk about biology, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, right? Now, if you want to say that somebody that isn't on hormones, but still is transgender and identifies as the opposite gender, like those are fake transes or whatever, that's also some bullshit, because ultimately gender is a social construct that doesn't exist. But again, when these people talk about biology, they're trying to sound so smart, but they don't even know anything about biology. They don't know anything about biology at all. They don't. Again, this motherfucker said genocide is about genes.
That's what the transgender activists say. They say, forget about biological sex. My gender expression doesn't have to have anything to do with my biological sex. Okay, well then there can't be a genocide.
Okay, again, this guy doesn't know what genocide means. The term biological sex. What is sex? Well, hey, we're not talking about that kind of sex, okay? Calm down, okay? But what is sex? Right? It is a cluster of certain features of your body. A lot of people love to define sex as your chromosomal makeup. If we define sex by chromosomal makeup, there are thousands of different sexes. That's right, thousands. There are all kinds of different ways that genes can form a human being that results in things like XXY chromosomes, XYX, XXX. Hey, calm down. All that kind of stuff. All right. So, hey, but that's only if we define sex by chromosomes. If we define sex by chromosomes, there's thousands of different sexes. So what else could we define sex by? Genitals? Okay, all right. If that's how you want to define sex, I got news for you. Also, so many different sexes. Why? Because, well, first of all, everyone's genitals are different. What about someone with a micro penis? You ever think about it? Micro penis looks a lot like a clitoris. Hey, I'm just saying, it's a little magnifying glass maybe. There's all kinds of people that have different mixtures of genitals. It happens. But hey, I know a lot of people are saying, "Whoa, that's a mutation, that's a defect." It still exists. Still biology. Still a part of life. It's a part of biology. But hey, okay, also, what if you change your genitals? Which is totally possible, by the way. You might not like it. It might make you a little grossed out. Whatever. But it's totally possible. But hey, alright, so what else can we define sex by? Fat distribution? You got a big butt? We all like big butts. Hey, maybe you don't. Hey, it's possible. I mean, hey, I've seen a lot of men, and they're men, you know. You ever see men in skinny jeans? You know? You ever see a guy with a nice pair of denim? Hey, I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. So, you know, what is sex? You can say it's sexual characteristics, such as breasts, right? Hey, voice maybe? Well, you can change the way you speak. You can change your breast size. If someone gets breast augmentation or breast reduction, does that change their sex? I say, yeah, if they want to, if that's what their goals are. So again, and this is all coming from someone who thinks genocide is spelled Genecide. Well, let's keep going.
That refers to genetics. But furthermore, nobody's calling to exterminate anybody, because the other problem with that statement is that transgender people is not a real ontological category.
So, okay, my question is this. If transgender people don't exist, why the fuck do you keep talking about them, motherfucker? Why do you keep talking about fucking transgender people if they don't exist? So anyway, again, these people, as I've said earlier, they have one, not two, not 10, not 12, one motivation. One. And that is, they want to kill anyone and everyone that does not agree with them. That is their goal. They will lie about it, because lying, again, is a rhetorical tactic and a tool to confuse the enemy and to confuse the people that are just dumb enough to, both sides have some good points, lying is a tool of war. It is a weapon of war. That is what a lie is. Why would someone lie? Tell me this. Why would someone lie? Why wouldn't you just tell the truth all the time? Because when you lie, you can gain an advantage. You can withhold information from other people that you can act on and they can't. That's why lying exists. So think about it. Why do right-wingers lie all the time? Well, I hope you now understand. So, anyway, that's my show for today, folks. Oh, yeah. Let's lean back. Let's chill. Let's chill. How's it going, folks? Got a show going on. Got a program. Anyway. I gotta get the hell out of here. But I hope you all enjoyed the program. We'll be streaming on twitch.tv later. If anyone wants to watch me on twitch.tv. If you want to support me. Do you want to support me? You know, people love to say, oh, you're so smart. Oh, the show was so good. Oh, I love your commentary. Hollow. All hollow words. Unless you follow me on Twitch. But, yeah, you know. Tomorrow I will be off. Wednesday is my do drugs and meditate all day. So hopefully Thursday I will be refreshed. And I hope I gave you that Friday energy on a Tuesday in March. But that's all I got. I'm all out. I'm exhausted. I will catch you all another time, preferably on my Twitch show in like an hour. But hey, whatever. You hate me and the things I like, that's fine. As long as you keep watching the Above It All program, that's all I really care about, of course. Or is it? I don't know. I love this pen. I love just I feel powerful when I'm holding a pen. I feel like just something about it, you know? There's just something about holding a pen in your hand, you know? You can do like little tricks, you know, or